Section 42 of A Guidebook of Art, Architecture, and Historic Interests in Pennsylvania, edited by Margaretta Archambault. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Tatiana Chichilla. Indiana County. Formed March 30th, 1803. Named for Indians, early settlers, mostly Scotch-Irish, who not only had the Indians to contend with, but also venomous reptiles and beasts of prey, with which the county abounded. Near the cabin door one would hear the quick snap of the vice-like jaws of the wolf. One could see the panther crouching in a tree, or the catamount glaring from a thicket. Chief industry is agriculture and coal mining. Entire county is underlaid with bituminous coal of finest quality. Glass and brick-making are important. Electricity and natural gas solve the heating and lighting problems. Indiana, county seat, laid out in 1805. Population 7,043. Courthouse and center of town, brick and gray stone. Renaissance, built 1871. Jail in same style joins it, built 1888. Town Hall, brick with Cleveland limestone trimmings. Renaissance, built 1913. Architect H. King Conklin, Newark, New Jersey. Savings and Trust Company, white brick, Renaissance. Presbyterian Church, semi-Gothic, Hummel stone, has fine windows, one by Dodge, New York, formerly with Tiffany. United Presbyterian Church, Moorish, brick, built 1851. State Normal School, northeast of town on high ground, beautifully kept. Buildings all of stone or brick. Modern school construction, contains good reproductions of famous paintings and replicas of celebrated sculpture, distributed throughout the buildings as a decorative and educational element. Portrait of Jane E. Leonard, principal since opening in 1875. Artist H. S. Stevenson, Pittsburgh, was given by the alumni. And interest in class windows in Leonard Hall, given by 3 separate graduate classes. Makers, Rudy Brothers, Pittsburgh. Near the borough is Devil's Elbow, one of nature's beauty spots. Armstrong Spring, an old Indian camping ground, on Indian Trail Katanning Path, which passed north of the Rice Hill, west to this spring, in private property, and through normal school grounds to Katanning, Armstrong County. Over this trail, Lieutenant Colonel John Armstrong was sent with 7 companies against Indians, at the Battle of Blanket Hill, Katanning, in 1756. 2 miles west on Katanning Pike is site of Clark's Blockhouse, first building in the county. The spring and part of Old Stone Fort are still there, not marked. Cherry Tree, on Susquehanna River, prominent point on Old Purchase Line, in Treaty of William Penn with the Indians at Fort Stanwix, 1768, also called Canoe Point. From here the Indians carried their canoes to the Allegheny River at Katanning, 60 miles away. A direct line between these 2 points formed part of the boundary of lands acquired from the 6 nations. Where original Cherry Tree stood is the meeting point of Indiana, Cambria, and Clearfield counties, monument erected by county commissioners. Designed by E. F. Carr and Company, Quincy, Massachusetts, unveiled 1894. Governor Beaver made the address. Inscription: This monument is erected to mark Canoe Place, the corner of the proprietaries purchased from the Indians by treaty at Fort Stanwix, New York, November 5, 1768. In the southeast is a tunnel, part of Old Portage Railroad through spur of Alleghenies, where the Conemaugh makes a bend of 2 1/2 miles. Near are Aurora Falls, for 60 feet over rock and through a picturesque gorge to the Conemaugh River, Kiskiminetas, which forms southern boundary. Tributary streams fall 20 to 30 feet to the mile. Near Armagh is the old Buena Vista Furnace, one of 3 operated in southeast section in the early 40s, relic of the early iron industry when ore was taken from the hills, melted into pig metal, and transported to the markets over the old Pennsylvania Canal. Blairsville, on proposed William Penn Highway, settled 1819, population 4,391, named for John Blair of Blair's Gap. First United Presbyterian Church, Tudor Gothic. Luzerne is said to have largest electrically equipped coal, bituminous, operations in the world, and develops power to other operations within a radius of 25 miles. Salzburg, settled in 1817 by Andrew Boggs, is near site of an Indian village. Beautiful Kiski Falls are here. Several wells producing salt of excellent quality were put down from 1813 and later. Elder's Ridge Academy, stone, built in 1816, was the first state vocational school in Pennsylvania. The Underground Railway was in active operation in Indiana County during the latter days of slavery. End of section 42.